it's going to go, because we are ready to go into Ancient. And yeah, this is where we might get to see like the best of ATOX actually, because that is a bit of a wake-up call, and oftentimes what happens is they just come back with a vengeance. So let's see what ATOX is going to be able to bring here on Ancient, or maybe can God's Reign go ahead and get themselves a 2-0 tonight. A few little taps there from Fired Up through the smoke. Not quite going to work out, but ATOX are going to go straight into the A bomb site with the CT connector smoke. And that is going to be enough to warrant a plant on A. And God's Reign still have 2 players fighting for lane control, so this round is going horribly wrong if you're on the CT side. Though Cabal maybe didn't quite get the memo that there was a second CT coming through from there. Either way, I'm not sure it's going to really matter that Cyclones picked that kill up for free, because that is ATOX locking down a very comfortable pistol.
Crazy. Pretty quick up-tempo gameplay from ATOX, and that's similar to what we saw from them on the Overpass T-pistol, to be fair. This is where on Overpass, God's Reign did force buy and did win the subsequent swing round, so they're going to try the same again, which I think is a bit more viable on a map like Ancient than it is on Overpass, the round 2 buys. Quick mid-smokes here for ATOX. Presence being made by Cabal. Majority of ATOX though in a 3-1-1, and Cabal actually just walks through the top mid smoke straight into Barbie, who is nowhere near ready for that, and why would you be?
Yeah, Cabal on his merry way with that MAC-10, though needs a little bit of help from his teammates now, as he's going to be overwhelmed in the end. R2B2 is able to get back out to Donut, though. Again, the result is going to be the same. Bomb plant's going down. Dobu at the bottom of the B lane cleans up Finn for free. This is, again, looking like an ATOX that is kind of out for blood.
See if the exits are going to be a possibility here, especially if that AK gets dropped. That's massive. Cyclone can go and find that. Get over into the next round as well. Smoke picked up by Cyclone. Could still be a dangerous looking buy here for God's Reign heading into the next. AK and armor, MP9 armor. You could drop a 5.7 over to someone. Look, on the cards here for God's Reign. Let's be real. And if they could take a few more guns away from the T side and buy up into round 4, then, you know, can still keep things competitive here going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Wouldn't say no. I'd like to see it. God's Reign did enough on that first map to keep it interesting and obviously get it over the line in the end. It was a bit touch and go for a moment. A lot of back and forth, and some rounds that required a big clutch coming through from those players, but not really showing the same just yet here on the second map. And Finn once again is going to be smoked off in Red Room, but ATOX are not interested in mid so far on the map. A little bit more presence toward B lane. Eventually they do go into mid late, but no real presence from God's Reign in that area of the map either, so slow and steady from the T side so far.
Fired up, close position with that 5.7, but jumping MAC-10, too much to deal with, and this B execute kicked off now by the rest of the CTs. By the rest of the Ts, rather. The CT's on the retake. Unfortunate for Finn, losing his head there. But Cyclone with the big gun coming in on the retake, seeing what damage he can do. It'd be great to see him take a gun or 2 away.
Cyclone, AK, not really able to have too much success through that smoke, and in fact gets spammed back actually by Zesta. 3-0 is the scoreline.
That's huge. They actually cycled both of the MAC-10s up to the lost AK and the AK that was dropped. So they actually only lost MAC-10 armor in that last round. They lost 2 MAC-10s and armor, and that actually ends up min-maxing the money way better for the T side that should have been. Max loss bonus here for God's Reign though. Orp comes out and Fired Up. He had some great moments on the CT side, and actually in general the CT side was much more solid than the T side for God's Reign on Overpass, because as we mentioned, these guys mechanically and individually seem to be able to hold their own. Quick pressure through Cheetah onto lane side here, even straight through the smoke here with the follow-up flash, the lane crunch coming in as well.
Ooh.
being repelled so well by MIQ.
Yeah, dealt with pretty comfortably in the end. And MIQ's the kind of player that when he gets going, he wants to keep going. And he's decided to just charge up the ramp into B. Bomb's still back towards T spawn. But MIQ, he's not letting go of that W key at the moment. ATOX have got to go scrambling to get the bomb. This is a very strange looking round, isn't it? With players all over the map from ATOX. It's almost like a default. But the default extends to include the B side.
It kind of was. Like, that's the thing. And what happened was God's Reign really forced that lane push. Fed the picks over on the B side. And then I think MIQ, as you mentioned, after he got those first two, decided to send it up into B. So the players never really needed to continue to move forward. And that's kind of set themselves up nicely to try to go for a bit of a hunt here. Flash over the top doesn't actually get fired up, but Kamal does. And Cyclone taken out by accuracy. So first gun round unsuccessful for God's Reign. They'll have to take a single save and have another crack in round number 6.
Four to 0. A couple of MB9s for God's Reign. They're thinking about it. They're not sure what they want to invest in here. It's just going to end up being the half buy, which is a good choice. 3.4k loss bonus. If they stay around 2k, they will be able to afford a buy into the next round. Smoke's going to go through. This time Cyclone decided to push into mid, and he's going to see that there's not actually that much presence there, so that'll be getting communicated over to the team. A is where all of the forces are congregating. Stuck behind a smoke for the moment. Accuracy lining up a bit of util on the A site. Or perhaps not.
Mid control taken here by God's Reign. They execute coming in. Barbie all on his lonesome. Underarm flash. Up over the top. Gonna take the T's at arm's length for now. Now the CT's kind of backed into Donut and cleaned up just as quickly as I cleaned up my discount cinnamon donuts from Woolies earlier. $2 for a 6-pack. Unbelievable bargains.
Wow. There you go. If you need any more hot tips, PilskyCast on Twitter.
You know what? You know what was crazy? $2 for a 6-pack, $3 for a 12-pack.
Why didn't you go
make
for a 12
sense.
pack?
What's that?
Why didn't you go for a 3-pack? That's the
3
12-pack.
pack. They didn't have 3-pack, and 2-pack is still alive somewhere. So
No, why didn't you
The real
go
ones
for a
will know.
12-pack for $3?
a 12-pack for $3. I can't eat 12 donuts. I don't think,
You could have saved some.
or rather, I
tomorrow.
shouldn't eat 12 donuts.
Wait, are we talking about mini donuts or real, like, big
No,
donuts?
like proper donuts.
You ate 6 big donuts.
Yeah,
No way. What is wrong
I
with you?
did, bro. I did.
That's horrible. Why would you want to do that?
I gotta get big. I gotta get big, Jordan. You know, you've been on the block for years. Haven't put on a single keg. Finn's able to save the AK over in the meanwhile. Much like I saved my pennies at Woolies earlier, which is not an easy thing to do in 2024. To be fair. Tack time out for God's Reign. They're going to have a chat about how to start to get these gun rounds across the line, because the CT side on Ancient has not been as successful as Overpass.
No. This is actually a bit more like what I thought the game was going to go.
Yes, me too. And I think it probably should have, if you didn't see the massive swing rounds that came in the start of both halves for God's Reign. Like, that made such a big difference to their scoreline and their ability to pick up a lot of momentum early on. Whereas if they didn't get that big reset early on and force ATOX onto a force buy, which was unsuccessful, and then a subsequent save, I think this is a bit more of the accurate game state that you'd be expecting.
Oh, 3-2 split from ATOX. Caval's been able to walk out onto A, which is not too unusual. But all that util has drawn a massive over-rotation from God's Reign. That has worked perfectly for ATOX. And they have B. R2B2 also too scared to push past the smoke on his own. He's going to wait for his teammates, and that's actually worked out kind of nicely. Barbie boosted up. We'll get the kill onto Dobu. Still got a couple of ATOX members that have yet to make their rotate back over to B. If Godsrain go quick, they could actually find a 2-on-4 retake. Though they won't. And now MIQ flashed out, but helped out as well by Zesta, who buys enough time for MIQ to recover himself and get another frag. And ATOX 6-0. Doesn't look like they're going to be losing around at this point.
That's just the kind of thing that you just wouldn't see from many teams these days. Like a fake pulling a 5-man rotation, and then after that 5-man rotation, the retake attempt is all one-dimensional, trying to force your way through. Oh, Zesta, that was nasty. Trying to force your way through a spawn smoke with just a single flash like that. You can't play like that against a team of ATOX's caliber. Like, you can't make those kind of mistakes.
Run it back. Fired up. Yeah, he was really good on map 1. Finn was really good on map 1. Neither having a particularly impressive performance so far here on map 2. Oh, and that's unfortunate for Finn. Zesta has just picked him apart. Can't quite manage to land the shots onto R2B2, but either way, this is a good start to another round for ATOX. They've left the bomb. Go and recollect that one and reroute it back towards the B site where, again, ATOX have been allowed to walk in for free.
Initial pressure on one side of the map. I feel like ATOX, it feels intentional for ATOX. Not only do they have the lurk that's giving them the contingency plans, but I think they recognize just how heavy God's Reign are rotating around the map. I mean, this is a half bar to be fair. Orb to be saved over here by R2. Thrown back over to Fired Up into the next gun round. But it's feeling like it's going to be more of the same. Which is why, look, I think the overpass win is fantastic for God's Reign. Because I feel like they're coming back down to earth a little bit with this game. So the fact that they're going to get a 1-1 tonight is massive for them.
Yep. As we said, 1-1 for pretty much any matchup actually for God's Reign is a good result. But particularly in a game against ATOX where I would say most teams aren't going to be able to beat ATOX in a map in ESL Challenger League outside of the top dogs like, again, Envision, Mongols, maybe Tyloo as well.
I'd agree with you.
So the value of getting that map win over ATOX is debatably better than it is actually against other teams. So obviously they need to get those map wins against the other teams as well.
Yeah.
They can still go away with their heads held high after tonight, even if this does end up being a bit of a drubbing on map 2.
Bit pressure here from ATOX. The entries continue. Dobu picks the player up top mid. Knife out. 2 players just sprinting through the middle of the map. Zero respect being shown by Mongols. They're in CT spawn at 1 minute 25. I say Mongols, ATOX, because it was very Mongols-esque, wasn't it?
It's no surprise, really, that there are parallels between the teams from the same region. Baal was the Mongols once. Long time ago. Dobu, I think, might have been in it as well at one point. Briefly.
I will confirm. I need to know my Mongolian lore.
Yeah, he was.
He was? Okay, cool.
Before he went into 5-power.
The 5-power era. That was something.
Zulkenberg, Sogu, Dobu, Cabal, NCL. Back in 2016.
And actually, Dobu, Cabal were on 5-power for 300 maps together, and now they're on a team together again.
Yep. I think, was Cabal in Tiger? I don't think he was in Tiger, was he?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he
I
was.
will find out.
Yeah, they were together in Tiger as well, and they would have
These
been.
guys are best friends.
Yep. Actually, Dobu and Cabal have played like almost their entire career together, apart from that period where Dobu went over to NKT.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Either way, looking pretty good tonight for ATOX. RTB2's been able to do a little bit of a salvage mission in B lane. That's a nice kill. Bomb's dropped. Does he expect Cabal? No chance. The day is going to be saved for ATOX as the bomb should be retrieved here by Zesta. And Cyclone's not going to be in a position to really do anything about it until after the bomb plan's gone down.
Picks up an ult for himself. No kit to play with. Going to juggle the ult back. Wants to try to go for the rifle because he wants to go for the round. Can he even find an AK though? Might have thrown the ult away for no reason. Indeed he has. That's unfortunate. But at least he's got the banana peel 5.7. Jordan's favorite skin.
It is a good skin. I don't have it anymore though. It's too expensive now. Back in my day, you could get that pretty cheap. It's like 50 bucks now, isn't it?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, look. Monkey business.
Sounds like it's similar to the price of a banana from Woolies. To be fair.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, look, if you want anything reasonably, you can get a minimal wear for $18.
Oh, okay.
But if it's that track, it goes up to 50 bucks.
Here's the lane pressure. Mid control for God's Reign. Once again, trying to force things down lane. It went quite poorly for them previously. 1 for 1 this round.
Another default setup from ATOX.
Yeah, I mean, after the lane pressure and the duels over in that part of the map, they're just going to reroute back towards A.
Not going to overcommit on that side of the map, though. Zest is just tossing a bit of U-tilt to see what's going to happen.
I mean, it's still 1 minute 15. Like, the world is ATOX's oyster. They don't need to rush anywhere. Plenty of time.
Dobu's on his bike rotating around the map. Had a bit of a look into lane and didn't see much. So it's going to be the late mid take actually from ATOX, and that is going to undo Cyclone somewhat. Dobu would have heard the ticks from the Molotov, so pretty routine kill for him. Rotation starting to come across for GR. They like to make this rotation into A. They like to do it pretty early. Fired up is there. This starts to get a bit awkward. I really like the position of R2B2. That's not going to be checked by Cabal. So it comes down to accuracy to find that trade. A player out from Temple, dealt with by Zesta. And on to Fired Up, who just gets spammed through the smoke again. Zesta's having an absolute insane game. He's 14-1. And that is about the 3rd or 4th kill through a smoke that I've seen him get. So he's getting an incredible read on this matchup at the moment. 10-0. ATOX are not putting a foot wrong on map 2, and just as expected, they are coming back with a vengeance.
Absolutely. There's just really not much to say about this game, to be honest. Another half buy going to be coming out for God's Reign. But if this is the level that ATOX are bringing into the RMR, I'd be a little scared. Who do they have first? You had the bracket up the other night.
For ATOX at the RMR.
Yeah.
Greyhound.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough game. This might be a tougher round than some of the previous, as they've actually lost the first player and now the second as well. Finn catching Dobu. But then again, they've just decided to go straight through the smokes, and that has not worked out at all. Zesta will find his second death for the map. Onto accuracy and Cabal. And there is going to be a smoke. It's time for Finn to do his magic work once again. And find yet another clutch. Oh, well, reads that play quite nicely as the flash went through, and tapping the bomb is going to force accuracy to peak. But he's not got that much time to play with here. There's no defuse kit, and Finn will lose the duel anyway. Tech9 is better than the USP here, and ATOX keep that unbeaten streak alive.
Was a nice attempt though on the half bite. Almost put the pieces together, but yeah, just rushing the retake. They still had so much time left on the clock. Could have really worked that a bit more methodically. Almost another clutch from Finn. He read it well, just no kit on the half buy to complete that. This time he's made sure to buy one. With the rest of the buy for God's Reign, can they break the dry spell? Flashes up over the top and middle. Zesta once again, good as gold on the entry, and the follow-up from Cabal and Dobu is a little better. instantly into a 4-on-2 at 1 minute 35 is not where you want to find yourself at down 0-11. God's Reign. Oof. How do they make being down 0-11 look so good, man?
Oh, that's good too.
He's beeping and he's booping.
Cabal is really playing a dangerous game there on 17 HP. Whoa, what? I can't believe it. Either way, that's 11-1, and they'll at least get one round at the end of the half. All right, well, you know how we said there was a halftime break? We were just kidding. We're straight back into it. It is 11-1 right now, and might not be too much longer before ATOX finishes this one off, but I think that's going to come down to the pistol here. If you don't get off to the pistol start on the CT side, you do generally have to kind of wait your turn. God's Reign have gotten the opening kill on Dobu, but Fired Up might be in a spot of bother here if the lane aggression continues.
Yeah, smoke to top mid. Trying to limit the info that the CT's going to have access to. We try to open up a bit of a pathway into middle. Maybe split up into A through Donut. Gooch found onto Zesta, so the T's want to continue sending it forward. He's so sharp right now. The pre-fire almost just strafing and counter-strafing. He's found multiple. How is he making this position work with the USP? How has that turned into a 4K on 7 HP? He's just played around the box absolutely perfectly, just counter-strafing and tapping. If we see anything like this from Zesta at the RMR, I'm going to be gobsmacked, and I don't want that to happen to Greyhound in the opening BO1 as a resident Aussie, that's for sure.
That is disgusting. Tell you what, 22-3. This is fast becoming one of the best maps I've seen in CS2 from an individual. Don't know how much longer it's going to last. Because there's not a whole lot in this round for God's Reign. Just a couple of Tech 9s, some Mac 10s. Dobu's just going to keep an eye on lane. Can really see the difference in this CT side compared to what we saw from God's Reign, who were much more reserved, much more passive. But God's Reign is going to have to fight for control of the areas of the map that they want. And they're not going to get it either. Cabal accuracy, making it look easy, and that is going to be that. It is 13-1 for ATOX.